What do you think of the gun laws in the United States?
I think, right now there's a camera on. I think that they're, I think they could be a bit stricter. I feel like there's not a mental health component to getting your gun license. And if it's that easy, then we can give licenses to anybody who's not mentally stable, and that can cause some issues.
What do you think of the policies in states like Alaska and Texas where you don't need a permit to have a gun?
I mean, I would like it if I was in Alaska or Texas, but to be responsible, I think that we don't give out driver's licenses any differently. So gun licenses, they're both weapons. A car is a weapon, a gun is a weapon, and you take certain tests to get your driver's license. I think it should be across the board for guns as well.
What do you think of the laws in states such as Texas and Alaska where you can shoot someone if they're on your property?
I don't like it. I can't say that I like it, because if I think about having kids, and if my kid, who would likely be black or a mixture of black, and I think about this country and the certain race state that we are, to allow guns in those states to be able to shoot somebody on your property, that could pose an issue. Because I could imagine an 8-year-old boy, or you guys, to be playing catch on the street with a baseball, and let's say this ball happened to go into a neighbor's yard, and that neighbor saw you go on their property to get, you know what I mean? Or even if you were selling Girl Scout cookies and you were walking up, you know what I mean? I don't like it. Overall, I don't like it.
Have your thoughts of the Second Amendment changed since the recent school shootings in Connecticut?
Am I allowed to skip?
Yeah.
Cool, let's skip that.
Okay. Do you think there should be a limit on bullets that you can hold in one magazine? For example, a 10-round limit.
Doesn't matter. All bullets do the same thing. One bullet will kill versus 30 bullets. It only takes one shot to the brain to kill somebody.
Do you think that gun companies in the United States are exploiting the Second Amendment?
Absolutely. It's all about money.
What do you think certain types of guns, such as the guns that have larger rounds, should be legal?
Do I think guns that shoot larger guns should be legal? Oh man, no. We do stupid stuff with small guns. Never mind big guns that could do even more mass damage. I think that wouldn't be good.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strongly do you feel that guns should be legal under certain conditions in the United States, such as a permit?
10. Freedom.
On a comparison to other countries in the world, do you think that the gun control in the U.S. is better, or is it worse?
Compared to other countries, is our gun control better or worse than other countries?
Yes.
No, I really can't say. I would assume it's just as unsafe as other countries here. I think that I look at other countries with a mass amount of killings just like the U.S. I think it's about the same.
Do you think the U.S. plays large roles in arming other countries?
Absolutely.
Do you think that this role should be limited or just continued as it is?
It needs to be under control. With us being the most powerful nation in the world, we have a certain responsibility, and we have a lot more control over the world than, I hate to say it, but it's true. We have a good control over what happens in the world. And if we don't do the responsible thing, then we're just letting unresponsible things happen.
Based on this responsibility, what would you consider like responsible on the United States part? Not continuing arms sales at all, or limiting them to only certified owners and other countries that we know will use them responsibly?
I think the same freedoms that we have here in America should be worldwide. And I think that if we were to get a good hold on who we give guns and why we give them guns in this country and abroad, that it would help overall.
Do you have any other thoughts about the overall gun problem?
I mean, I just wish there were stricter, like I don't think everybody should have a kid. I don't think everybody should be allowed to have a kid the same way I don't think everybody should be allowed to have a gun. Not everybody's meant to be a parent, and not everybody's meant to have a gun because they can abuse their power. When you give power to the wrong people, dumb stuff happens. So, I mean, it'll be somebody who makes a lot more money than me and with a lot more brain power than I do can think about different ways to restrict or to identify who's capable of carrying a weapon, because that's what it is. Who's capable of carrying a weapon? I wish that there were stricter rules or parameters on that.
There's been this ongoing problem with silencers, which you can mount on a gun and kill someone with nobody even knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there should be a limit to the use of those?
Yep. Unless it's being used for military use or for some type of law enforcement type of thing, I think that silencers are a way of sneaking. And if you're doing something sneakily, you're probably doing what you're not supposed to be doing. So if I have, this is an example, if I have a silencer and I plan to kill somebody, or if I plan to kill somebody, I'll use a silencer because I don't want to be heard. So if we were to limit silencers and silencers being used, at least we'd be able to hear it, maybe report to whoever we need to report to, just by hearing the noise.
Got time?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Well,
2 minutes, if that.
Do you have any final thoughts on like punishments, maybe on like different scales of like using a gun? Like if you were to use it to defend yourself versus use it to murder someone, like do you think that there should be a different penalty for both?
Well, murder is murder, whether it's defensive or offensive, it's murder. But if somebody's coming at me in a life-threatening way, I'm going to match their level of force without exceeding it. So if I feel that my life could end, then that's life, sorry to say, I probably shouldn't say this at the park school, but that's the force I'm going to take to protect my life. But if you're coming at me with a spork or a butter knife, I have no right to shoot you in the face. Okay.
Thank you for your time.